What if you don't like P90s? Are you stuck with P90s? Do you have to get another guitar? I think I came up with something that's a little crazy, but it works. We'll check this out. So a while back, I don't know how many videos ago, but like previous video, I played a Gretsch. I had a Gretsch Jet. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one here. I'm sure anybody watching this, if you're a guitar player, you do the same thing. We're constantly buying gear, but we're constantly selling gear, right? You're selling something or selling some things to get that other thing that you want, right? And I had that Gretsch and I sold that and a couple other guitars to get something else. And then I started missing those FilterTron pickups that I made. For it. I upgraded the pickups in it. I sold it with those pickups because it sounded better than the stock ones, and I just didn't want to. I sold it as an offer, like you can either have them with the stock pickups put back in or pay a little extra and you get these upgrade pickups and the stock pickups in the case. So I sold it, and then I really started missing that warm, jangly kind of FilterTron type sound. So then I checked, just the other day I checked to see, well, what's the size difference between a FilterTron format pickup and a P90? Turns out they fit in the routes. They're not quite as long or wide, however, whatever you consider this being, right? So you see a gap here and here. So it doesn't fill the cavity completely, but they fit in there. And so now I've got a FilterTron guitar again, and it sounds a lot like a Gretsch. So you can essentially make one of these sound like the other G brand, the other guitar brand with a G, the Gretsch. Plays like a Les Paul, but sounds pretty Gretsch-like. So these are basically, these are my, what I call FilterKasters. Self-explanatory there, right? Caster kind of pulling on the Gretsch is owned by Fender and that sort of stuff. And you know, they're not trons, but they're built basically like the old Gretsch pickups. Spec wise, everything like kind of like my 59ers. I try to go as close as I can to the original old ones, the way that I make them and whatever. These get pretty close too. They sound awesome. And I figured I'd just kind of show that off. Super quick video today. Not one of those 1 hour long things. So in order to mount these though, I did have to fabricate little brackets. You don't have to, but I just didn't want to drill new holes in the body of the guitar. So what I did was I got some aluminum strips, like a long strip, and cut into sections. So this one here is the longer one. This is going to be for the Gibson style mini humbuckers that are mounted within a P90 style plastic ring. And it goes in. You need a plate for that. So I took the idea from that, from that setup, to mount these. So it's just like this, but a little narrower. And I've got two holes in the middle that line up with the holes that the P90 was screwed right into the body for, and then two threaded holes for these mounted screws. Here, so you can kind of see there's that aluminum plate in there. Maybe not down here, but anyways. So that's how I mounted them. So it is a little tricky. You can screw them right in if you want, but you don't have to route these pickups, like the pickup routes. You don't have to make them big or anything. They'll fit in there. You want to get them nice and centered so that the pole screws line up with the strings. And there you have it, right? So the guitar in question is a 1960s tribute model. It's the satin one that originally came with P90s. I got this thing gutted and I rebuilt it back. I even refinished it really quick because I have the patience of a gnat or a fruit fly. So it's been refinished completely front and back. It looks better on camera as I'm seeing it now, but there's some spots that are not great. And I did the scrape sides, right? And my daughter picked the color for the top. So that's what we're playing here, but it'll sound kind of Gretsch-like, as you'll see. I'm just gonna play something out of the top of my head. We're plugged into the Deville, which I am planning on eventually turning into a deluxe reverb. Just trying to find the right deluxe reverb that pops up that I can snag and then sell this guy. It works great for gigging. It's loud. It fills the room. It's all good, but the weight is starting to get old, and I'm still kind of in the stage of like wondering, should I still consider the Tone Master for even lighter weight? We'll see. But for now, we got that. It's mic'd up to a 57. I'm going to go through the DAW for some sound. I'm going to do my usual blending that with the phone mic for room ambience, just so you kind of sort of get a feel for what I'm hearing in the room without putting in too much effort. I mean, I'm not a studio engineer or producer or anything like that. So I'm just trying to get as good sound as I can give so that you get a better idea of what I'm hearing here, right? So I'm gonna rig that up and play a little bit, go through the pickup selection, so you hear the front and back, and then we'll close it off and we'll have a weekend. All right, so we're all plugged in. 57 on the Deville. It's actually on a 10-inch Creamback Celestion speaker, so that's what the mic is on. And yeah, we'll go for wide open. I'll play as whatever, go through the pickups. Everything's on 10 down here, right? And yeah, see if we can get some good sounds out of it. It up. Anyways, that was the neck pickup, then I switched into the bridge there. So yeah, let's do that over again there. that's good for some shitty playing, but you can kind of hear the dynamics of these pickups when you go light. Like, I forgot to mention, so we're running through ODR-1 into the clean channel of the Deville, and a little bit of Flint for reverb, and I think there's a bit of reverb on the amp, but it's just barely. It's too much. I use the Flint instead. But you can hear the dynamics of the pickups, right? It's pretty bell-like and clean. That was the bridge. The neck is the same way. Pickups. So it's Friday. We'll call it half-ass Friday. I fucked up in the song. Who cares? We all mess up, right? You can put FilterTrons in a P90 route, and that's pretty cool. So with a little bracket, unless you don't mind drilling holes in, or take it to a tech who can install them, but it's pretty awesome. It's like a Gibson Gretsch, mashup all in one guitar. And these are pretty cool guitars too, these tributes. You can get them for pretty cheap, especially if you find one that got sanded down. Someone was trying to refinish it, and then they kind of went, uh-oh, halfway through. And then you just get rid of it, and then someone like me picks it up for like next to nothing, right? That's what happened here. So FilterKasters, link in the thing. You can, if you're interested, you can have a look at what we got there. You can order them. I can build them, send them out to you. Very cool pickups. They're low output. They're in around the 4K range. Kind of like the old vintage. Like, I'm looking at the vintage stuff and trying to recreate that, They sound awesome. Oh yeah, the middle position. FilterKasters, FilterTrons if you'd rather that brand, but this style pickup, when they're made correctly, they're really cool and they fit P90 routes. Have a good weekend.